Have you ever wondered if you could use your retirement funds to invest in real estate syndication? And have you ever wondered what the best type of retirement accounts are to use for real estate? Well, in this video, we're going to go over the best types of accounts that you can use to invest in real estate, the advantages and disadvantages of each, and some other things you may not be familiar with that could save you tens of thousands of dollars. In my experience, I've spoken with over 1,000 investors, had calls with them. A lot of questions come up, all different things relation to in multifamily investing through syndication. And one question that's very common is, can I use my retirement funds to invest in multifamily syndication? And that's a great question. A lot of people have this money over here. Maybe you have some money over here. You've got a few $100,000 or quite a bit of money over here, and you're like, I just want to be able to get into this and tap into this to be able to invest. And so the question really comes up is that you can use it to invest in real estate. It's just there's some things that you need to know before you kind of do that. So this is kind of to talk about some things that you should be aware of. So the first thing really that I think is very important is to make sure that you get the right account. So if you don't have the right account, it's going to cause some real problems. And the reason why, I'll get into that in a second. First thing is that a lot of retirement accounts do not allow for real estate syndication investment, or don't allow for real estate investment really much at all, except unless it's a publicly traded thing like a REIT. So it doesn't even allow you to do it. So it's really important, and not all these accounts are created equal. So if you have a Vanguard or a Morgan Stanley or Fidelity, these don't allow for real estate investment in it. So one option is to open a self-directed IRA, and it's not just any self-directed IRA, it's got to be a self-directed IRA that allows for real estate investment and allows for alternative assets. So again, some will say, oh yeah, you can invest in real estate through your Fidelity and a self-directed IRA, but it's only through REITs or other types of things. So this is basically allows you to say, hey, I want to invest in this syndication, and it will allow you to invest in something called a private placement, which is what a syndication is. So basically you can roll over your current IRA, your retirement plan. There's different types of retirement plans. You can roll them over to a self-directed IRA in a few days. Sometimes it takes a couple weeks. There's some disadvantages of self-directed IRAs, and I wanted to talk about this because a lot of people do not talk about this, and I think it is very important. First thing is that it can be very slow. What I mean by that is that a deal comes around, you want to invest in the deal, and you're not able to get your funds to actually be transferred into the deal. So I've seen this happen. We've had it happen a number of times on deals that we've done where it takes an investor literally 3 to 4 weeks to actually have the money be sent. And how can that actually happen? Your money's in there, you want to invest, why does it take that long? Well, the reason why is because you have all these forms, you have all this red tape, you have all these people that are saying, okay, yeah, you can invest, but you've got to fill this form out, and then the sponsor has to co-sign the form, then it's got to go back to you, then it's got to go to the IRA, and then they go, and then this person over here walks it over here, and they hand it to this person, and they sign it, they review all the information, whatever, and it can just take a very long time. So I've seen that literally keep people from getting into deals because it can be very slow. So it's something to consider. They can be very slow. The second thing is something called UBIT, and it's an acronym. It's UBIT, Unrelated Business Income Tax. And this one is it's really, really sneaky what the government likes to do, but they can tax you inside your retirement account tens of thousands of dollars. I think there's something wrong about it because you're basically deferring the taxes. You're going to pay taxes later anyway when you take money out, but they're basically saying that, no, we're actually going to tax you along the way. So what this looks like, let's say you have a deal where you invested $100,000 in, and it's in a self-directed IRA, and it doubled in 5 years, and it got, now it's $200,000. So you take that extra $100,000. What they're going to do is they're going to say, well, how much of those gains were gotten by using debt? So you'd say, well, we basically took out an 80% loan, meaning we put 20% of the cash down of the value of the property, and 80% was used with a loan. So they'll say, okay, well, 80% of your gains now are going to be taxed at ordinary income. What? That's crazy. So if, let's say you have $100,000 gains, they're going to say 80,000 of that is your taxed at normal rates. So if it's 25, 35, whatever your normal tax rates are, it's going to be taxed at that. So that could cost you somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000 in taxes inside your retirement account. So that's something I would say, do everything you can to avoid that. That's why, in general, I would say try not to get into self-directed IRAs. There is a possibility you can switch if you have invested in a passive syndication. You can switch it over to this other type of account that I'm going to tell you about that basically will avoid that. You just have to switch it over before the property is sold. So let's say you invest, year one, or you invest right away through a self-directed IRA. You can, as long as you do it before sale, you actually can avoid that UBIT. So take a look at that, do some research on that. Second thing is consider a QRP. This is the other type of account I was talking about. It's called a Qualified Retirement Plan. There's one group that does it. There may be others. There's one that we work with. It doesn't have any of that unrelated business income tax, that UBIT bit that's there. It does allow for checkbook control, meaning I want to invest into a deal. I can literally go on my account or on my phone. I can wire the funds over, have it be sent same day or next day. So it gives you that quick control. It has some also additional liability protection. The third thing I want to say is some disadvantages about using any retirement account. So again, I'm not trying to discourage you from using retirement accounts. Some of you have money you want to use and it's in a retirement account, but just be aware, there are also some disadvantages of using any retirement account. Is that there's fewer tax benefits. So you're already in this somewhat of a tax deferred status with a retirement account. It doesn't allow for you to take advantage of the cost segregation study, some of these depreciation and things that happen along the property, along the way with the property. So it doesn't allow for you to take advantage of that. It also has a bit of less flexibility, meaning some sponsors don't like taking retirement funds because they can just be a real pain. So a lot of groups do, but there's some that don't, just because they can be really challenging to work with. And even certain ones we found they don't even allow for direct deposits to be received, and it's just been an administrative nightmare for us to try to send quarterly distributions, and you have to actually write a paper check. So something to consider is just using any retirement account. Cash accounts in general are better, but there are ways, especially through a QRP, that can be very advantageous. So if you have money in retirement accounts, it's great to be able to use it. If you want to learn more about that QRP account, you can go to bronsonequity.com, click on the resource tab. You can learn about QRP, and I'd love to know, maybe some of you have a QRP or you have thoughts about this. Please write your comments down below. Please also smash the like button down below. It helps other people to find this video and our videos. And if you're interested, we have a great report I wrote about investing during and after a pandemic, and it's at bronsonequity.com/report. You can also go to our website and you can join our investment club and find out about upcoming deals, and we'll let you know about these deals when they come available. So thanks again for taking the time to watch this video. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next video. Well, hey there, before you go, make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel so you can get new content as soon as it's available. Also, check out this free report I wrote about investing during and after a pandemic, comparing the stock market to real estate and other investments. You can check out the next video here.